I was somehow lucky enough to receive an invitation to the Dawntrail Media Tour, where I was given the opportunity to test out the level 100 iterations of all 21 of the game's jobs. In order to make sure you can get all the information you want quickly, I've sectioned each of my Media Tour videos into 3 sections. Firstly comes the changes and additions, including tooltips. Then I will talk more in depth on how I feel about the jobs. It's here that I'll talk about the various little bits and pieces that I tested, how this will shift their playstyle, and give you a bit of a primer of exactly what to expect going into the next expansion. Lastly, at the end of the video, I will have a full list of the jobs tooltips from the Media Tour build, including traits. Do please bear in mind that what I played was a development build, and it's totally subject to change, especially potencies, so don't take this as a final product, but it can be very useful to see intention and direction from the developers. Additionally, I had very limited time to test everything, and our play session was at like 400 ping due to needing to route the server access through North America, then all the way to Japan. So what you're going to be seeing from me is definitely not peak gameplay. My apologies, I did the best I could with what we had access to. Nebula upgrades to Grand Nebula at level 92, increasing its mitigation percentage from 30 to 40. It also gains the unique secondary effect of increasing the Gunbreaker's max HP by 20% for the cooldown's duration, as well as healing the extra HP it provided. Sonic Break is now a combo action off of No Mercy, and as a result shares a button with it. This means that you can only Sonic Break within the No Mercy buff in 7.0. Bloodfest now has a combo of GCD attacks following it called the Reign of Beasts combo. These 3 hits are Reign of Beasts, then going into Noble Blood, and finishing off with Lionheart. This combo is insane, because the attacks deal 800, 1000 and 1200 potency of damage respectively. Fated Circle now finally gains a continuation action of its own called Fate's Brand. This is an OGCD 120 potency AoE hit, and I know that sounds like a weird rhyme, and the continuation buff for it is called Ready to Raise. The old gap closer is removed, and in its place we now have Trajectory. This is a potency-free gap closer with 2 charges that can be used to dash to enemies. As a note, this one says dash to enemies, whereas Thunderclap allows you to dash to enemies or allies. Gunbreaker has also received a bunch of potency buffs on their GCDs to help bring them in line with the upgrades the other jobs got. Reprisal has its duration extended from 10 to 15 seconds, and Rampart gains an additional secondary effect on all tanks that increases HP recovery via healing actions on self to 15%. So these Gunbreaker changes are actually kind of interesting in the way that on the surface level they change up how the job plays, but when you get a bit deeper into it, it's actually exactly the same. Your odd minute No Mercy windows should be fairly unchanged, but every 2 minutes and in your opener, you now need to factor in your brand new Reign of Beasts combo. This means that assuming you get 8 GCDs in that No Mercy, you want to get Sonic Break, your full Gnashing Fang combo double down, and the 3 GCD Reign of Beast combo. This as a result means that the days of using 3 burst strikes and the continuations that followed within your raid buffs, and also having to take a tank buster left for crying inside are, well, a thing of the past. You now have tons more weave space within that window, and when you exit your No Mercy you're going to be ammo positive with 3 new charges to spend on burst strikes and to prep for your next Gnashing Fang. As a little aside, in the limited playtesting that I got to do, I did notice that Reign of Beasts is broken if you use a standard combo action or a Gnashing Fang combo attack in between the hits, but that you can safely use a double down halfway through it without causing any harm. Reign of Beasts, however, does not break your 1, 2, 3 if you have one partially completed when you begin it. So on the whole, honestly, I think these Gunbreaker changes are pretty solid. They managed to make the job a little more friendlier in terms of gameplay and mitigation in your burst windows without sacrificing the feel of the job or the continuation attacks, as I'm sure they're considered pretty much a key part of the job's identity at this point. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll try my best to answer them in the comment section.